So my brother runs an air conditioning company, and we got the crane out today, and we're waiting on the unit. And the crane guy's my brother's friend. He's like, "Let's want to go up in the air?" So we're gonna strap a harness on and go up in the air. All right, there's the crane. Here we are. Here's the house we're doing the AC on. And yeah, I really don't like heights. So that whole air conditioning crane thing was a surprise today. My brother, like I said, owns his own air conditioning company, and he had an employee not show up for an install today, so he needed some help, called me up, I was available. So I went over there and helped him out. But this was what I was planning on doing today. So during when I went to Japan with Rebecca, my dad, I left my car, my Prius, here at my dad's house, and he was driving it, so he didn't have to lug his big F-150 around everywhere, because that's what the only vehicle he has, because he has a trailer he likes to tow. Turns out he liked it so much he wants his own Prius. So since then, you know, kind of just been checking Craigslist, looking for a good deal, and long story short, I was looking for a Gen 1 because I know the chassis really well, but we come up on this Gen 2. This is my Gen 1 in the back. The Gen 2 Prius, and now that I've kind of, you know, spent some time in and around it, I really want one myself, as much as I hate to admit that, but it's a much better car than that thing. Unfortunately, that thing's got a brand new battery from Toyota, so it won't really be worth me getting rid of it unless I get another one with a brand new battery as well. But we got a great deal on this, so I call up my buddy. It's kind of a funny story about this. Call up my friend Steve, who owns Phoenix Hybrid Batteries. So if you're, first of all, if you guys are in the Phoenix area, you need, and you have like any hybrid troubles, give Phoenix Hybrid Batteries a call. Steve will take care of you. He is a super cool guy, super honest, super nice, and he's been more than helpful, more than expected, and more than he really needed to be, in my case. But anyway, we get to talking, and he's like, you know, I had this. I basically test drove another Gen 1, and I had some questions. It was weird. It was doing some weird things. So I call him up, and he answers my question. And then, you know, a couple hours later, he calls me back, and he's like, "Hey, you'll never believe what just happened. It's like, it's the biggest coincidence. I just had someone else call me with a Gen 2 with a bad battery that they want to get rid of for cheap because they don't want to replace the battery, or they'll replace the battery and then, you know, sell it for a lot more money to make money on it." But long story short, we end up getting this Gen 2 for my dad for $2,000 with a bad battery, and I checked the ECU. So it's only got 123,000 miles on it. It's a one-owner car. It was an older lady who was what we call snowbirds here in Phoenix. They only live here half the year because right now it's about 105 degrees outside, and I'm about to tear this thing apart. But with it being so hot, and a lot of people don't live here. A lot of people, you know, live in colder states, and then summertime they leave, or wintertime they come here because we have awesome winters in Phoenix. But anyway, yeah, this is a super clean car, one owner, clean title, 123K on it, brand new tires. It has all sorts of work done by Toyota. I ran the VIN at toyotaowners.com, and or it's toyotacorp.com/owners, whatever the website is. I ran the VIN, and you can see all the service history that's been done at the dealership. And yeah, I'm not gonna make a video on pulling the battery out or anything like that because there's plenty of videos online on YouTube already with DIYs and stuff. So I'm just gonna pull it out and tear it apart and take some measurements of the voltages and see how many modules I need to replace. The ECU says that there's only one bad module, but I don't want to. I'll probably end up replacing a few of the weakest ones because I don't want to have to tear it apart again in the near future. Worst case scenario though, this is what I was planning on doing with my first Gen 1 Prius, but now that I know a little bit more about hybrids, once a battery my car sat for 3 years. Once a battery sits for so long, it's just garbage. This sat for 6 months every year, unfortunately, but you know, 6 months isn't super long, so I'm hoping the battery can be reconditioned after we replace a couple of these modules, and it'll be good to go. If not, another brand new battery is $2,000 from Toyota, roughly, and we'll be into a 100K Prius, 120,000 mile Prius for $4,000, which is awesome. You know, But my dad basically just wants something, a little beater car for him as well, because his truck is just too big and it gets like 12 miles to the gallon, and he doesn't like taking it to go run errands and stuff. So the family is now a two Prius family. But yeah, I low-key kind of want to convince him to trade me, because the Gen 2 is just, it's bigger, and which like gives you a lot more storage space, and it just drives so much better. It drives like a nice car compared to like the Gen 1s all over the place. I replaced the shocks and struts on that thing, and it's still just body roll for days. And yeah, it's a beater car, but it is what it is. This is the Gen 2 I'm going to tear apart today for my dad. Alright, I finally got the battery all pulled out of the car and taken apart. I got all the bus bars off. And so the Gen 1 battery looks pretty much identical to this, except for it's got like 10 more modules on the end of it. And I just read all of the voltages on these, and they're all good, roughly, about 7.74, 7.75 volts, except for this one is at like 6.7 or something like that. So that module is definitely bad. It's going to get replaced, but Steve told me to wait a week and see how I recorded all the voltages. I made a spreadsheet with him, and he told me to wait a week and then see, you know, if any of them fall even more, and then they may need to be replaced as well. So the battery is going to sit like this for about a week. I put it on some bricks, so later on when I have to take the modules out, they're screwed into the bottom, so that way I can have access to them. And yeah, so this battery will take about a week to get fixed, but we're gonna make that Gen 2 run real nice. So you'll notice, second Prius I've done on this channel, and so you'll notice this is kind of the second hybrid I've done on this channel. Channel is called Race Car and Chill. Not much race car and going on about, you know, Prius batteries or whatever. Really, the channel's become more or less like me documenting my projects. I'm always doing something. So it's probably going to be a little bit less race cars and a lot more just like, hey, this is what I'm doing today. Let me know if you guys have any questions about it. Maybe I can show you guys some things while, you know, when I do have time to sit down and record a proper DIY video. A lot of times, it blows my mind how much longer it takes to record a DIY instead of just like, hey, I'm doing this, you know, put the camera down, do it, and then this is what I did. Yeah, like recording a DIY makes it take like twice as long, and then I got hours worth of editing time, so it's very time consuming. I'm thankful to other people who do it, because I'm self-taught with almost everything I do, so I learn a lot, so I like to kind of pay it forward and teach you guys things. So that's why I do DIY videos, but the basis of the channel is just going to be kind of me doing what I'm doing, and you guys are along for the ride. Yeah, so I don't think you've noticed or not, but it's Thursday, and today this is going to be the fourth video of this week, so I've posted a video every single day this week. That's going to be my goal for all of June. I want to try to post almost every single day, because unfortunately the YouTube algorithm, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for consistent uploads now instead of quality content, so I'm not going to spend as much time editing as I used to. I'm just going to kind of get some content for you guys. This is what I'm doing. You know, hopefully I can have a month's worth of cool shit to show you guys. Well, yeah, that's that. If you enjoy what you see, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If not, no hard feelings, and we'll see you on the next video.